At taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
A different look here for Detroit. Gasol comes in for Zaza Pachulia. And it's Livingston in for Carter Williams. J.J. Redick's checked in for the Jazz. Now here's Curry. It's deflected. Now Detroit moving it up. Burks leading the charge.
How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Gallinari passes to Redick. Bogut dishes to Redick. Back to Bogut. 6 to shoot. Curry outside. The shot is off. And the Pistons now going the other way.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Fans had a hard time finding their way to the stadium last season for the Pistons at the bottom in several home attendance categories last year.
Yeah, that's right in Auburn Hills.
I know.
I mean, they used to go a lot when they were winning championships. But to be fair to those fans, it was hard at times to watch the Pistons play. I mean, they could get cold and really struggle on their home floor.
Now Redick following Alec Burks' three-point attempt to stop the drought. Another miss by Curry. Here is Livingston, guarded by Curry. A wide open look for Gasol. Again, the Pistons score.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up.
Now, here is Gallinari. It's Redick on the wing. This one for 3. Adiunas grabs the miss. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Dishes it to Burks. The 15-footer, and it's sent back by Bogut. Gasol setting the pick for Burks. The rebound by the Jazz. Bogut's got his 3rd rebound tonight. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Curry with another miss.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Here is Livingston. He dishes it to Gasol. Baseline try. Misses off the left iron.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's Detroit as they end the second quarter on a 15-6 run. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, they're paying attention to the boards, and that's a good thing. When you're trying to get ahead and stay ahead, it often comes down to a few key possessions. Any extra rebounds you can get is a big difference. I like their intensity out there.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
The three-point shot has really helped them out. I don't always like to see teams rely on the three, but when it's dropping like that, I say roll with it. They keep setting good screens, running these pick and rolls, they'll be tough to beat.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
A nice quarter for Burks. He has 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Taking a look at the Jazz. Gallinari is out there with Anderson. Then there's J.J. Redick. Then it's Bogut. And it's Curry in at the point guard position.
And, you know, looking at Andrew Bogut, he's been one of the game's best centers. I mean, obviously injuries have saddled him a little bit over the years, but he's made it through 67 games each of the past 2 seasons.
Well, going back to Bogut when he's healthy, he's a very difficult matchup for any opponent. Greg, one of the great rebounders and defenders certainly in this game now. He also, though, gives you points from the blocks and with timely putbacks.
And, you know, he's become an unsung hero in a sense. Not the flashy guy who entered the league, but more of a very talented lunch pail kind of guy who simply wants to do his part.
Now, here's Anderson. After T.J. Warren's miss, Curry kicks to Redick. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. The Pistons leading. Here is Livingston. Passes it to Warren. Right side Gasol. Gallinari with the rebound. Jazz shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Curry with it. And Burks picks him up defensively. Curry kicks to Gallinari. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 3 assists in the game.
Really was a slow start for Gallinari last season. Took him a while to get back to speed after missing all of the 2013-14 season with that torn ACL.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Gallinari did get better and better over time. And he improved. He started to get back to his former self near the end of the season.
Yeah, had that huge 47-point explosion towards the end of last season. And listen, he's still a young guy and hopefully can continue to build after his injury woes.
Here is Livingston. Burks the pass to Livingston, and he gets it to go. Livingston's got 5. But this game has a lot of character here in the third period.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I love seeing this type of action. A competitive, compelling matchup. A lot of lead changes here so far.
Yeah, 6 already. Intensity is the theme for this one.
Now, here is Gallinari. 7 points in the game. It's Curry outside, and Utah another 3.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Here's Gasol. Burks dishes to Gasol. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Gasol's got it all tied up now for the Pistons.
And we all know Utah is a very young team. Last year, only the 76ers were younger. Still very competitive given the age and the lack of experience from this group.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Detroit. Michael Carter-Williams comes in for Sean Livingston. And Utah also making a switch. Allen's checked in. And Gallinari kicks to Curry. Feeds to Bogut. Allen inside the three-point line. Rebound, Detroit. Gasol's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Clark, an interesting fact about the Jazz and their age last year. At one point, they didn't even have the oldest starting 5 in the state of Utah. Now think of this. The starting 5 of BYU, Greg and I were just talking about this, had an older average than Utah did.
Yeah, amazing. You look at the ages of Exum and Gobert and Favors. Makes sense that that would be the case.
Curry kicks to Anderson. The feed to Bogut. Back to Anderson. Here's the 3. Good. Anderson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
It's stolen by Curry. It's blocked.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And all that hard work on the boards needs to continue because that potentially may swing the game.
Now here's Allen. Kicks to Curry. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And remember, you go back to when Steph Curry was in college, more of a shooting guard at Davidson, but he's worked relentlessly to not only improve his ball handling, but his vision. And now, all of a sudden, he's one of the most elusive ball handlers in the NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Bargnani has checked in for Gasol. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Warren. And Shumpert in there for Burks. Utah also making some changes. Joakim Noah is checked in for Bogut. Diaw comes in for Anderson. And Damari Carroll subbed in for Gallinari. And Shumpert kicks to Carter Williams. Hits the three-point bomb. Carter Williams has got 5 points in the quarter. And Curry, certainly, Clark, a magician with the ball in his hands. He can really supply the terrific handle, razzle-dazzle moves, crossovers. He has it all.
He sure does, but on occasion he can be a little loose with it and turn it over some. That's been a focus both by him and the coaching staff. Attack, but do it with precision.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
Hill, he's checked in for the Jazz. Well, Greg, as you just said, the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15 and 29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
Shumpert passes to Pachulia. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
The pass to Noah. It's back to Hill. The 3. Detroit with the rebound.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You can see the disappointment in his face.
Utah has gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. And Diaw kicks to Hill. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. A drive by Shumpert. They now take the lead.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Carter Williams against Hill. He kicks to Carroll. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. To the inside, Shumpert. The teardrop falls in. Now it's a 4-point Detroit lead.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one. And offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on him in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
Utah calls timeout.
And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to stop the bleeding. Things were starting to spiral completely out of control, and I think a timeout was a no-brainer there.
Moniunas is checked in for Detroit. Livingston comes in for Carter Williams. Livingston, that's good.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
There's the dish to Redick to end the run. The shot no good. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Pistons ahead, up by 6. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us.